Or like I said, last topic, I do want to review and react to Oppenheimer. I am glad I saw this movie. It was, to me, a big summer blockbuster flick. Now, yes, I know it's based on historical facts, but I mean, when Christopher Nolan is attached as director of any kind of movie, I mean, of course I'm gonna go see it. I need to see it. It's Nolan, for God's sake. I mean, Tenet, Batman trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, shit, Interstellar, Inception. Come on. But anyway, just regarding those films, Oppenheimer collaborating once more with Cillian Murphy, excellent cast. That includes Florence Pugh, Emily Blunt, Robert Downey Jr., John K. Johnson. Yeah. Anyway, still a great cast. Of course, that also includes Matt Damon as well, part of the cast. You know, amazing as expected. Just the fact that there was really no sort of CGI when it came to the explosions around like the first, second act of the film. Just, I mean, just really crazy. Like, it's hard to believe. Like, how do you literally create like a bomb on set? Like, I want to believe like it is CGI because it really does look like it, but it's. I will say one thing: it is stress inducing, but although I didn't watch it in IMAX, just like how the movie was produced intentionally, so I saw in standard format. I mean, I have to take movie tickets into consideration, and based on where I'm working currently, I mean, it's just a floor above me, but I mean, like, still, like, sound, the music, like, oh my god, like, even like moments when he's just like later on being interrogated, questioned, is he a communist? Was he a communist? Why is he not? Why communism? About his affiliation to communism. Again, crazy, and especially analyzing his relationships with the women in his life. Florence as Jean. Jean was just crazy in this movie. Emily Blunt, again, excellent in her role. But I really liked how Cillian Murphy seemed like an excited scientist, an excited physicist. But when he realized how his creation was used by the US government on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, a lot changed for him. Like, he felt like he was a godfather, the destroyer of worlds, and so forth. And it really disrupted, just really like challenged his morale, just really hurt his spirit, just made him feel like that he's a destructive force of nature. But also, like, a lot of this movie, it would be a mistake of me to forget about Robert Downey Jr. as Strauss. When he played as Strauss in this movie, a lot of the moments when, especially in like court scenes, and a lot of moments just, going against Oppenheimer and explaining to people, what his intentions are, and explain like who he is, and just someone who was really the polar opposite of Oppenheimer. I just thought, like, again, this was like nearly a couple of weeks ago, but I just thought like a lot of the scenes of Robert Downey Jr. as Strauss, really, like, he took over. I just thought he was excellent as a supporting actor, and some people say like should be best Oscar nomination. I don't know, but I think the roles of everyone in this movie does consider, should be under consideration for many award season buzz, whether it's Oscar, Golden Globes, and so forth, SAG-AFTRA, Screen Actors Guild Awards. But it's still an excellent film. The Trinity testing scene, I do admit that was sort of a stress-inducing PTSD moment, but I was fine, able to handle myself, no big problem. I really liked how a lot of the moments that had Strauss or other people involved. I know that Rami Malek was also a cast member. I really liked the decision to use black and white scenes. I thought that was pretty intelligent as well, a sign of the time. So I thought that was cool. But again, like, really great perspective on just more history during that time itself. We've seen a lot of the World War II kind of movies. This isn't a war movie, but more of a, again, historical biography sort of really someone like maybe some people may have heard of, but I admit I've never heard of J. Robert Oppenheimer, and I was also glad that I forgot the name of the actor, but he was also casted as Albert Einstein. So really cool to see Einstein in this movie as well. But I again, like, all the performances were great, and I don't know why, in a way, like, Cillian Murphy's performance in this movie sort of reminded me of how he was as Thomas Shelby in Peaky Blinders. Does that make sense? I realize it's a bit different, but I just like sort of that stone cold composure that he always brings, you know? But also not like very light, campy, just very stone cold composure. Just this, you know, still poise, just, but also like someone who just is tortured inside. Just, I like how he brought that sort of like self guilt as well, especially in that moment afterwards. And like he was seeing like people's skins and like turning into skull, and he felt the destructive force of his creation with the atomic bomb and the science behind it. So I thought that was really interesting as well. And also a lot of the problems with like security clearance. Half the time it seemed like people had trouble getting their security clearance, and whatever the budget. And of course, like a lot of it in this movie is politics. So if that's appealing to you, great. There, don't worry, a lot of it is really more dialogue. There isn't any action. It's just there's one big explosion scene. So if you can handle that, great. I somehow managed to go through it. If you have a little bit of PTSD for you, that's understandable, but it's still more than fine. It's still a great movie. Somehow a big reason why it's a popular date, the complete opposite of Barbie. So if you saw this movie and you're planning to see Barbie, or you saw both of them the same day, good for you, because I can guarantee you, while I have yet to see Barbie, and I don't think I will, I'm pretty confident it's the complete opposite of what Oppenheimer is. So if you're still interested, if it's still playing in local theaters, go see Oppenheimer. It's a great movie. Just make sure you know what you're getting. That's all I would just tell you. So that's just my suggestion. Excellent film. Nolan on top of his craft once more as a director, producer. But make sure you know what kind of movie you're seeing with Oppenheimer, because excellent, but mostly stress inducing. Really can be. So yeah, good luck to you out there.